What is something nsfw you've done but if you told anyone they would probably never want to talk to you again? When I was young, dumb, and very horny, I fucked a soccer bopper. With no lube. Thankfully nobody ever used it anyways. I used and abused my friend's fleshlight. I had to throw it away and I never told anyone. Religious teacher locked me in her classroom as a punishment, so I busted in her Bible and left it on the desk. What the fuck, 13-year-old me was thinking IDK, but nothing was ever mentioned of it after, haha. I had a 1.5 year long relationship with my best friend's mother. We've never told anyone. I've paid multiple women to beat me up, no regrets. I tried to suck my own dick, which gave me a hernia that still is painful, sometimes even 30 years later. Moral: when young, stretch every day. Edit 1. I did succeed, but I did not swallow. That was one bridge too far. So since I did not dare to climax, I stopped doing it. 2. It did not feel like sucking a dick at all, but felt like getting it sucked 100. 3. I got the hernia surgically fixed. Still, the metal plate is annoying sometimes, but nothing that bad. I wonder when the BuzzFeed article is coming out? Offered my CFO some tension relief. Nice try, HR. Not me, but a friend. During a confessions conversation a group of us were having, he said he'd watched CP during lockdown and enjoyed it. He's no longer part of the group because nobody has spoken to him since. I had a Pornhub account and had a pretty big fan base. I made money by selling videos on Snapchat. This was before OnlyFans was a thing. I was 23 and could use the money. I loved the attention and I loved the excitement. I even did it for free in the beginning. For the Dutch people, if you saw a video on Dempere from a girl stripping on the train, that was me. I also was pretty big on Gent Student, ha. Oh, I miss those days. I have a particular kink where someone is wearing a pair of heels they can't take off. As in they're strapped up, locked on, cursed and can't come off. And then they step in an adhesive trap like a person-sized glue trap and can't pull free of it by their own power, but are able to struggle in it. I know no one I could ask to play this out for me. I put the peanut butter knife into the jelly jar without cleaning it. Why did I click on his profile? I used to come onto the inside of a pair of boxer shorts so my GF at the time could wear them to work and rub herself while standing behind the bar. Her thing, and I don't judge. Pee in someone's mouth. You ever heard tales of the kid in middle school that jacked off under his desk? Masturbated in principal's office to his daughter's picture. I've masturbated in the board members' toilets of 3 different large public companies. I was a horrible teenager. Edit. This is now my highest upvoted comment. Thank you, Reddit FFS. When I was 16 I masturbated to, not in front of her, Jesus you people, the front lady of my gym at the gym locker room. I had sex on somebody's grave. The headstone was old and slanted, so the girl sort of reclined on it whilst I slipped and went to town. Anybody who went in that graveyard that night probably thought there was some agitated ghost around. When I was 15 and heavily addicted to WoW, I was like 8 hours into this 14 hours marathon and thought, fuck it. Made a female neigh. Stripped down somewhere in the starting area. Made her dance and jerked it. Never told a fucking soul that one before. Back in middle school I had to buy copper sheets for art class sculptures. I had a lot extra, so what the horny little 13-year bastard did was sculpting a vulva in class. What the fuck was I thinking? And then brought it home. I started humping it and decided it needed a little bit of lube. After I put it on I damn near slashed my cock on the sharp corner of the sheet. Remember kids, if PP can ouchie, no go on PP. When I first found out about masturbation and how sex worked, I tried to fuck a stuffed animal. Still am ashamed about it to this day, lol. No, I'm not a dog. I am getting to the point that I only orgasm from the thought of being raped. Ate my step-sister ass when we were 10. Was casually seeing this girl who later married this other dude. She'd intermittently get in touch and ask me to come round to her house in the middle of the night. Sneak me in the front door and blow me in the hallway while her hubby was asleep upstairs. Found out later they were swingers and always wondered if hubby was actually awake and watching in the dark. She was super hot, so would have been rude to refuse. I once masturbated in a TJ Maxx restroom. I didn't go out of my way to do it, but for some reason I got really hard, I think because I started thinking of a quite attractive woman who attended my gym at the time. I couldn't quite manage to make myself ejaculate with just my hands, so I ended up humping the wall with a paper towel with some hand soap on it placed between my dick and that wall. Stood on the top of an unsecured ladder with no spotter. Redacted. I would masturbate in the same bed a friend would be in during sleepovers. OFC when they're fast asleep. Fucked my intern at work for nearly a year. Literally at work. I was in my 30s. He was in his 20s. I can't think of anything. My friends are all degenerates. Name the place. If I was there, I jerked off there. I had my first threesome in a motel the night of my baptism. I no longer go to church. I've masturbated with a variety of fruits and vegetables I find in my fridge. After, I wash them, then prepare them for eating. My ex cheated on me with her ex. I knew from past conversations with my ex that he was a bit of a sub in bed. So at one party I made some ridiculous moves on him which I never thought would work. And we ended up going to his place. Fucked him on the same bed they probably cheated on. He was calling me daddy and all sorts of other things. From what I heard they didn't last long third time anyway. I am not proud of that one. An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind or whatever. I was SA as a child a couple times. And growing up I watched porn. It fucked me up lots. To the point where I was wearing women-s clothing while jerking off. I stopped all that, now it just FKN haunts me sometimes. Took a lot of counseling. This was 26 years ago. Now I am into women who are 15-20 years older than. I have a fetish on anything that involves werewolf. TFU can do worst judgment now lads. Went to a kinky BDSM dance party festival with a group. I only knew a couple that I have seen one ex before. I also went to the same kind of party with a much older guy that I did not even like or found attractive. Also had a sugar baby phase, but it made me so miserable. I was pretty destructive back in the days. This thread is wild. I've sent semi-nudes to my father. After my mom left him, I helped set up his online dating profile. He wasn't getting any responses, so I pretended to be a match. We exchanged some messages and I sent him some pictures to build his self-esteem. I could tell how much his confidence grew, so I know it helped him during an emotionally difficult time. He's got a long-term girlfriend now. So all is good. I once took my mom's brush and put it in my ass. It felt so king painful. I just wanted to feel what women feel when they fuck. I was like 8 or 7 IDK. I live with my cousin 25F and we had have sex. I did the deed with a stripper whose box I already sniffed and caught a whiff of what smelled like an old worn-out school marker, but I was already far enough into it that I saw it to the end. It was absolutely not worth it. This isn't bad at all, but I feel bad. I've told every girl I ever slept with that I was a virgin. I found out early that girls seem to think it's awesome to take a dude's virginity, and it usually sealed the deal. So there's like 13 girls out there in the world who all took my virginity. I've had so much sex in certain places that when I'm in one of those places it's a 50-50 shot whether or not I get aroused. Cars, the woods, kitchens, other people's bathrooms, beer cellars, changing rooms in clothing stores. Seriously. I can walk into someone's bathroom to take a piss and have to wait a few minutes or I'm gonna piss on their ceiling.